being in the right vibration, being in a high vibration, becoming a vibrational match to what you want. What does that actually feel like? What does that actually mean? How can you know that you're in a vibration that's the right vibration? And what happens when you're not? In this video, I'm going to describe to the best of my ability how we can deliberately go there enough to change our external world, to start vibing in a whole different way, and so we can attract the things that we want into our life. First of all, a quick recap. Every emotion that we feel is essentially an energetic frequency. Emotion is energy in motion. So when we're emitting an emotion, we're putting a vibe out there, you can feel it. If somebody's pissed off or angry, you feel it. Like, I don't even think you have to be an empath to feel when the vibes of a room are in a good place, you got good people in a good mood, or when you walk into a room and it just stinks and it's negative, like vibrationally it stinks, vibe-wise it stinks. Maybe it really does stink, but that's not relevant. You can tell, you can feel when emotions are good and you can feel when emotions are low. And you can feel that in other people. You can also feel it in yourself. So when you're feeling good, light-hearted, funny, like everything is just flowing, you are carefree, you're light-hearted about life, you're easygoing, optimistic, grateful, excited, eager and hopeful and filled with good energy. You can feel it, right? Because number one, it just feels better. So on a day-to-day basis, you add up those days, it becomes your life. You will live a better life if you choose to deliberately find ways to feel as good as possible for more days of your life than you don't, right? And two, when you're in that easy, light-hearted, free-flowing, grateful, optimistic, hopeful, energized, excited place, it's also the perfect recipe for manifesting good things into your life. So what if you're going through a period in your life where it feels really hard to do that? Or what if you're not sure if you've ever felt that way? Sometimes if we've grown up in an environment or in a family where that's not normal, then it seems really far-fetched and really hard to feel that way. You may have been like that when you were a pure, innocent child. And perhaps, like me, if I think about it, a lot of the things that I do now that put me into that high vibrational place, I was laughed at or teased for doing those things when I was younger. Me just being wacky, crazy, and expressing myself however I want. Some of the kids at school would laugh at me and say, "You're a weirdo." That was the word I got called a lot. "You're such a weirdo." They probably picked that up from their parents who laughed at them for being their full, authentic, childlike selves, and then they passed it on to others. And that's often what happens. Other people's spark gets squashed. And so then when they see somebody else glowing and shining brightly, that triggers them because they weren't allowed to do that. So they think you're not allowed to do that either. So they put you down or laugh at you or tease you for being a weirdo, when in fact you're just being self-expressed, loving life and being excited about things. I was also the child who would look up at the sky and go, "Oh my gosh, wow, isn't the sky so beautiful today? Isn't that tree just gorgeous? Oh my goodness, isn't that so beautiful?" And I distinctly remember my friends at school, and they didn't do it in a horrible way, but they would always laugh and go, "Oh my God, here Lucy goes again. Lucy's always looking up at the sky. Oh my God, another cloud. It's just a cloud, Lucy." And it was all in good jest. I didn't take it badly. I laughed it off and thought that, yeah, that's me being my wacky self. So it didn't really stop me from doing that. But why were they saying that? Because they were under the impression that it's not normal and that it's weird to be loving your life, because maybe they were taught, or maybe we are all in a society where generally there's kind of the feeling that you gotta be the weirdo if you're somebody who's appreciating the beauty of life, who's getting excited about something that's, you know, a small pleasure, you could say. But it's actually, that's what life can be made up of. Life can be filled with choosing to see things in a way that it makes you feel happy, and then life is good. Imagine if you could be someone where it doesn't take much to make you happy. Now, what does that mean? That doesn't mean, you know, you have low expectations and no drive and you're not going to aspire to be anything. You can be very aspirational. You can aspire to have more and big and better. And at the same time, you can have a love for all the little things in life. Now, another thing that I do today that is generally frowned upon or laughed at in society is I talk to myself. I talk to myself, I encourage myself, I pep talk myself, I look at myself in the mirror and say, you know, Lucy, wow, you're looking so good today. I'm so proud of you for everything that you've done. We just had a really productive day. Or if I'm going through a difficult time, I can be like, okay, come on. So you experienced a bit of a negative person. In fact, they were incredibly disrespectful to you. But wow, clearly they're going through a lot right now for them to even be in a place where they feel the message, the need to not just send you one email, but two. Fascinating. But you're doing a great job and I'm proud of you. And don't let someone who's going through a difficult time and spewing that negative energy onto you, don't let that person knock you off your high vibrational disc. Don't let that person mess with your whole day. Don't let that person steal your dreams and stop you from going for it and have any impact or influence on you. So I have those pep talks with myself today because I need them. Because if I don't, it's very easy for my brain to spiral into catastrophe or to spiral into fear and insecurity and self-doubt. So I pep talk myself multiple times a day. I speak love into myself. I speak encouragement into myself. I consciously count the things that I've achieved that I can be proud of. I consciously compliment myself, both physically and characteristically, because if I don't, the negative influences of other people's pain can affect me. So talking to yourself and loving yourself and hyping yourself up, again, not widely socially accepted. Probably something that people would laugh at you for. Probably something that you would, and I'm not trying to influence you in this way, but that's the kind of thing where I would be a bit self-conscious of doing it within earshot or doing it when somebody else can hear me. I don't care if Jamie hears it. He knows that he always says like, being married to a witch be like when I get the crystals out or when I start meditating, and he loves it now. He absolutely adores it. We joke around with that and he totally embraces all of my weirdness. I'm still thinking that it's weird when it's actually just simple techniques that make me feel as good as I want to feel. It's amazing how the programming runs deep. I just shared a few examples there of things that are not socially acceptable that can raise your vibration. And the reason why I'm sharing that is because if you feel like it's not natural to appreciate life on that scale, there's a chance that when you were a child, it was absolutely normal for you to do that. But from experiences, mini traumatic events, mini embarrassing events, you stopped. You stopped shining your light. You stopped expressing yourself. You stopped openly being excited about things that light your soul up because somebody laughed at you or somebody told you that, you know, if you talk to yourself, you're crazy. Get over it. Get your head out the clouds. Why are you being so weird? So if that resonated with you in any way, shape or form, let this be your message, your reminder to just start showing that judgment, the middle finger, and doing the things that really make you happy on a daily basis and deliberately taking care of your frequency and your energy. You don't have to be someone different, but you can be the happiest version of yourself who feels lighthearted, happy, excited, grateful, hopeful, eager, easygoing, and in love with yourself and in love with your life as it is right now and now and now and now. And guess what? You end up becoming a magnet for good fortune. You end up becoming a magnet for good people. You end up becoming a magnet for better friends, better relationships, all the things that become a match to you, allowing yourself to be you rather than being a suppressed, society conforming, possibly miserable version of yourself. To fit in, to be cool, to be accepted by someone who's not that happy themselves. Download, I don't know who needs to hear this. It might not resonate with everyone, but if it resonated with you, drop a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments. I love you. I adore you for being you. Your challenge after this video is to do something where you just let yourself dance the way you want to dance, or appreciate the sky, or get excited about something that might be nothing to somebody else. And it might feel really like awkward and embarrassing and uncomfortable and weird at first, but it's only because of the past programming that you've been fed, which is that those things are wrong in some way or embarrassing or not acceptable. But allow yourself to break free from that and practice feeling a whole new level of happy, unlocking a whole new level of love for yourself and love for your life. So I know that sometimes even doing that might feel too hard. You might be at a point in your life where actually loads of stuff is good and you're trying to find a way to feel good, feel happy, feel grateful, but it almost just feels like those big happy emotions are out of reach from you. Like you just can't quite feel them. You can kind of feel them, but you can't fully go there. And that might be connected to the health of your brain and of your body. The gut-brain connection is something that I've become extremely interested in. I've done a lot of research, and 95% of the serotonin that is meant to be in our body, the happy hormones that are meant to flood our system with good feelings, 95% of them are created in the gut. So if our gut health is not in a good place, and you're wondering why you can't feel true happiness, it might be something. It might be something that's worth looking at. So what I'll do is I'll tag a couple of videos here or at the end of this video. Check it out. Do a bit of research, learn about it, listen to my podcast episode about it, and feel free to reach out to me on Instagram or through one of the links in the description if you want any support or guidance with that, because I've been able to heal my gut and that lifted the cloud from my head, and I feel like I'm finally able to access those big happy emotions that I felt were kind of held away from me for quite a while. I love you. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye.